To everyone, as a former cabinet in Osun State, I am not too good standing on the existing protocol, but we are in an academic environment, but we will have to recognize our leaders here present. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate the distinguished rector of this business school, a scholar, very brilliant one, Dr. Nelson. I thank you very much, Kingsley Nelson. I appreciate the faculty members. I appreciate the speakers who have spoken before I mount here. I want to particularly appreciate all the graduates of today and their relatives. I will use that of my wife to appreciate every graduate. My wife is here and is one of the graduates. That's it there, Mrs. Olamiju. Before I continue, I must say this. Nigeria is loaded with a lot of academics, a lot of educated people, but with very few numbers of problem solvers. And I will always say, I define a university education from, let's say, diploma to PhD as a bundle of knowledge acquired or imparted onto somebody through formal or informal means, preparing the person to solve a problem. And the moment, no matter how, even if you are a professor, the moment that your knowledge cannot solve your problem, you have got it wrong. And that leads me to what Chief Obafemi Awolowo said the last outing he attended before his death in 1987, when he chairmaned the book fair of the then University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, where I had my first and second degrees. Chief Awolowo said that anybody who is denied of education, especially the right type of education, underlined, will suffer, one, intellectual stagnation, intellectual malnutrition, and the third disease, intellectual atrophy. And that is the bane of us in Nigeria. People with high certificate but cannot solve problems. And that is why I have to commend the evolution and establishment of this problem-solving school. Learn to live business school. Sir, I must tell you, as a professor, to come and also register. Yes, I learned lately. Let me particularly recognize my senior, Professor F.C. Okechukwu. Baba, I dove my cap for you. There is hierarchy in this academic. I am a professor of about 15 months. You must have been for a long time. Now, some people may not understand. If I ask you, any of these graduates, are you the same as you were before registering for this course? Our university system, formal educational systems are loaded with theories. We theorize too much. And Baba knows a lot of publications, a lot of PhDs, but our problems still remain endemic in us. Then what is happening with us? The only solution is through practical school that will bring those theories into practice. A round of applause for for Learn to Live Business School. Yes, properly to my lecture. My slide manager, please. I am very happy to be here. The topic given to my humble self is the elder statesmen and leadership a rite of passage in legacy, wisdom, and future relevance, a reflection of legacy, the higher calling of wisdom, and the future of leadership in the next generation. This topic will anchor and actually revalidate what most of our speakers, especially the two speakers that have spoken before me, because the first speaker educated us on tax reforms, which is essential. In fact, I was almost getting scared. But we will survive all this. It is good because what do we celebrate in the abroad countries? Equality. No much gap between the rich and the poor. That is what the tax reform is engendering now. Why must I have a billion naira somewhere when somebody cannot even boast of 10,000 to cook for his family? What is he doing there? So governments will take some of it. Some of us have worked abroad. We know the tax we pay. So it is for the masses and to take some from the too rich to leverage for the use of the poor. That is the summary. Did I get it? Thank you very much. Now, please, before I go on, if you ask anybody, what is our problem in Nigeria? He will say leadership. It is the leader. It is all this. It is all that. And to a very, very large extent, it is true. I must tell you. And you will know why. Let me open this discourse. All of us will be hearing leadership, leadership. What is leadership? Because some of us are going to be commissioned today to start the good work the leadership requires. We all belong to this nation, and this nation must flourish. It cannot remain like this. It wasn't like this when some of our when I was even born, my little self. I still enjoyed it. But large majority of our population are not enjoying this country, especially the Gen Z, which are the critical stakeholders in the business of this country. The fear of the youth is the beginning of wisdom. Leadership is a journey with stages. And it involves a person growing from ambition to maturity and eventually becoming someone who leads. And leading with what? With wisdom, purpose, and responsibility. Just like how traditional rights move from people from one level of life to another. In other words, leadership is not a position. As some of us get it wrong. You are a director somewhere, you start to behave irrationally. You are there not because of that position, but to do what? It is a process of transformation. It marks the shift from seeking power to what? Serving people. It reflects the movement from youthful leadership to elder statesmanship. It is a transition of identity, not just a change of title, as some of us are craving about title. A simple example. Just as a child passes through rites to becoming an adult, a leader passes through experiences, challenges, and responsibility to becoming a statesman. My slide manager, please. Are we together? Leadership evolves over time, as I have said. Elder statesmanship marks maturity in leadership. Nigeria's story depends on this lesson. The next one, please. Why is this conversation, why does it matter? How important is it at this period? It is a turning point for global leadership. The rise of new leaders, demand for wisdom-driven governance and management of our resources. Are we together? You are wasting our time, please. Defining elder statesmanship. Elder statesmanship is anchored on moral authority, experience driving judgment, nation first mentality, not self first. All of us are bewildered with self. And that is what has caused calamity as a nation today. I want to anchor on what Dr. Adrian has said. The problem of Nigeria is not government. It is you and I. How do you manage where you are? How do you reason? If you and I do business together and we got 10 million, will you not be thinking of edging me now to, instead of 5, to give me 3 and take 7? That is where I'm thinking, our orientation. Leadership is a rite of passage, as I said in my introduction. There are stages for growth. What are the stages for growth? A learner to a performer, rooted in what Dr. Andra has said, from a performer to a leader, and from a leader to a statesmanship. A statesmanship, elder statesmanship is not personally about age. You can be a 150-year-old man without anything to show for it. Methuselah was reported to be the oldest man, but I don't think anything good was said about him. I'm only being practical. I didn't say there are bad things. No bad thing was recorded of him either. Generational leadership gap. There is a disconnection between the youth and the elders. And if you follow the lecture of Dr. Adran, you will know that, yes, we are in a fast-paced world. What do we mean by fast-paced? Everything changes in a twinkling of what used to take years to change now take few hours. And if you are like yesterday, you are still like that today. Word itself is dynamic. You will be a problem to this generation, not an asset. So that is the essence of this calling to leadership. And that is the essence of our acquiring this fast knowledge from the Learn to Live Business School. Youth expectation. I said it earlier. The beginning of the youth is the fear of the youth is the beginning of wisdom. I must tell you, that one has become a slogan in the political operations now. No political party, whatever, wants to take the issue of youth very, very minutely. Because whether we like it or not, we will go. It is them that will remain. And we cannot say because some of them are too restless. Our duty as leaders is to harness their good aspect and make sure we mentor them off the bad aspect that they are doing already. And all of us know that the viable Nigerians, 70% of them are youth. From 35 and above. Data says so, not me. Elders must guide with relevance. That's what I have said. As an elder, the moment, as a leader, the moment you cannot prove beyond that title by being ethically relevant to solving problems, to mentoring the youth, to providing thinking ahead, to making sure that this space as we have it, we can have it better, then we have lost it. Next slide, please. Nigeria is a leadership case study. We have the young population of about 70%, abundant potentials in them, as highlighted by the former speakers. Need for wide national direction is too essential at this age. Next slide, please. Yellow. What is legacy? Every one of us here, legacy, legacy, legacy. What does it mean? What we call legacy has to have these three tripods. It must be impact preserved over time. It is a footprint of leadership. It is an influence beyond tenure. Let me ask you, it is possible that a governor rules or governs a state for 8 years with a lot of popularity, merriment, and not having anything to show after he has left. That is not leadership. And you can count and count and count. Let me leave that one with you. Component of leadership legacy, it must originate from the values. All of us know what values are. We exist in numbers, but only few people radiate genuine values that are needed for community development and business growth. Decision that is taken as a result of thoughtful means, not personal, not because it's my family. If I do this, truly it will benefit my community, but I might suffer for it. What will I gain if I do this one for these people? A leader doesn't think like that. A leader thinks of what benefits the masses and the present and the future. Even that leader that is why we call leadership sacrifice. The leader himself may have a little to suffer for it, but the masses will benefit. It must be people developed. Legacy versus popularity, I've said. A lot of us may not know the clear difference. Popularity fades over time. Yes or no? The person that is in the lip of everybody in this state yesterday, is he still the same person today? No? But legacy grows, even beyond the person that has made it happen. Leaders choose long-term impact, I've said, not instant gain. But believe you and me, a lot of Nigerian leaders may choose what will benefit them. When I say leaders, you are inclusive. I'm not sparing you at all. None of us here is not a leader where he or she is working. There are directors here. There are business captains of industries here. So, did we take this into consideration? Please, next slide. Nigerian leaders and legacy lessons. Positive examples. These are the leaders who, through ethical practice, ethical consideration, has established strong institutions and nurtured them for the generations to come. We have some who built universities some times ago, who refused to build it and chop the money. That is a bad example. And we have some who did free education that emancipated their region. You know them. Missed opportunities. A lot of opportunities we have missed as a result of not thinking right, not have ethical leadership that has drawn the nation and our community to this end that we are. The path forward, what do we now do? All of us must synergize our ideas together, our thoughts, our knowledge, and our deeds, to making sure that we give rise to, we become on our own leaders who could think rightly and build institutions for the next generations, who could mentor those ones coming behind us, this Gen Z nation, as we call them, to success. Next slide, please. Ideally, legacy should be a national asset. As a national asset, it results in building of strong institutions, having consistent values, and stable society. If I ask you, is our society stable today? Are you not scared even when you are going to your house by around 6 p.m. thinking that somebody is trailing you? It is the result of our lackadaisical and decadence in leadership nurturing. It involves you, it involves myself. Next slide, please. The role of wisdom in leadership. We are talking of wisdom, we are talking of leadership, we are talking of elder statesmen. What is the role of wisdom? It enables us, don't worry, I have 2 minutes. Enables us discern what is normal to us. It prevents repeated mistakes. You will agree with me. Government goes, government comes. A lot of them will make repeated mistakes. A project that is being done by one because of exiting government will be abandoned by the other at the detriment of all of us. It builds credibility. Be fast, my brother. Sources of leadership, it includes this experience learning mentorship. Are we together? Wisdom versus intelligence. Some of us may think they are together. But my dear brother, Dr. Ikemjika, told us about it. Intelligence solves problems. Wisdom prevents problems. Both are required to be an ideal leader and elder statesman. Nigeria context, reactionary governance. We are not proactive. A leader must be proactive. If a problem will occur tomorrow, you should know since yesterday and find a way to blocking it from occurring. Not after occurring, you are now reacting to it. No. All of us must learn to be proactive, not to be reactionary. Loss of institutional memories. The youth that we cannot harness, that we are exercising, what do we pass on to them that will now make them also to behave better? Need for elders to guide the youth. Very, very important. Next one. Strategic advice, how elders strengthen the system. Through strategic advice, conflict resolution, intergenerational stability. Please. This man. Stay relevant beyond office. Through reinfection, advisory role, national mentoring. The guy don't sleep again. The post office leadership gap. Some of us, when we have left the office, everything ends about us. That is not what we are talking about. After leaving office, you should naturally transform to elder statesman to consult for the way forward in everything. Systems also lack continuity, as I've said. We need structures, eldership role. How do we have it? This is global approach, National Elders Council, think tank, advisory board. The next, the Nigeria opportunity. The youth that we are exercising, they are our strength as a nation. And we should think of how to tap their positive part to productivity. They are untapped wisdom pool, and there is need for synergy between the leaders and the youth. These are the principles. Even don't be surprised tomorrow if our Baba professor still registers for another course to study. Because eldership is about humility. It's about service. It's about lifelong learning. Until one is dead, you should not be stopped of learning. As I'm telling you, I've registered for another program again. It is continuous. Thank you very much. The power of non-political influence, that is the stabilization of the nation as a whole or as community, thought leadership mentoring the future leaders. Very, very important. The transition journey. A leadership will transit from ambition to stewardship. Stewardship to leadership. Leadership to elder statesman. That's the process. From ego to impact. You are the director in the office. Don't you know I'm a director? You are putting in ego instead of putting in service and correcting the wrongs in the system. From politics to nationhood. I am a sponge of APC. Dr. Nelson may be from PDP. We should not allow that one to curtail the progress our people and the nation. If truly we are leaders that are guided by ethical dispensation to leading with resilience and relevance. Emotional maturity in leadership, patience, perspective, and temperance. All these must be watched of us. The end of office is not the end of influence, as I've said, because influence expands, voice becomes stronger, like Baba now when he has become emeritus professor. All of us still in the circle should be able to run into him for consultancy. Baba guide us. What do we do? The VC, Vice Chancellor of his university, should freely consult him. You must have experienced this problem before. How do I go about it? But instead, nowadays, egoism. I am the VC now. Voice becomes stronger, wider audience as a result of you leaving office, becoming an understatement. Yes, sir. Storytelling, mediation, vision casting. Next, please. Mentorship as a national duty. All of us seated here, the graduates, we owe this responsibility. We are leaders already by virtue of this position we have attained in life. And we have to build successors, worthy successors. We have to share wisdom. We have to guide policy direction wherever we find ourselves. The next generation's expectation. What do they expect from us? Integrity, innovation, and what? Synergy through inclusion. The youth and elder collaborations, shared responsibility, mutual respect, continuous engagement. Engagement must not have an end. You are producing resources, results. You continue to generate more results. Preventing leadership disconnect, which is our major problem. The younger ones don't feel good interacting with us across ages because we seem not to understand their language. But Dr. Adrian has said to us, the way they think differs from us. All those generations he has mentioned by ages, by length of birth, behave differently. So we have to be patient to understand them. And we have to be able to communicate rightly. There are some things we will say that we piss them off. And there are some things we will say, even if it's at the other end, we draw them back to us. We have to be transparent. We need not to hide anything from them. Even if we are wrong, let us say, yes, we are wrong on this. And this is the way forward. Institutional support. Some of them, we can help them to, channel their cause. It may not take us money. It may be advice. The advantages the youth has that we do not harness: energy, innovation, and adaptability. It's as if those our lectures interwoven. Elders' mandate to lift the youth, create opportunities for them. Even in politics, we give them space. Yes, there are. If I were to contest the governorship of my state now, I will pay 50 million naira. But if a youth of below 30 is contesting, he will buy the form for 10 million naira. That's encouragement. A youth and the women. And it cuts across every sector. Create opportunities, offer guidance, model excellence. By people we say, the person who will clothe you, we will see what the person is wearing first. If you say you want to clothe me, what are you putting on? Core leadership value, integrity, justice, and accountability. Are we accountable? That's the pain. So we should strive as from today. I want us to live here a different person, to start behaving like a leader that we are, and the country will be better for it. Next, please. Please go on. There is no time. Yes, Nigeria ethical, please come back. Ethical imperative. What has brought us to the state we are in Nigeria? Who can tell us? Corruption. It is indiscipline. Indiscipline gave birth to corruption. Corruption destroys the nation. If I am disciplined, I will not look at the face of my friend's wife twice now. I won't do dubious things in the office. A project of 50 million will not be escalated to 100 million. So are we not at fault, all of us? As a lecturer, will I look at the face of my student appealing to me if I am disciplined? So all of us should see where we have gotten it wrong. We should stop blaming government. Let us have a new rebirth, a genuine reconciliation with our own values. And then the community will be better for it. Strengthen institutions, promote transparency. We should demonstrate values. As an elder, we should oppose standard, inspire trust. The moment I cannot trust you, I cannot move with you now. Even in marriage, the moment trust is, in any relationship, the moment trust is threatened, forget it. The house has collapsed already. Vision for the next generation. We must learn to empower them. What is causing this uprising in the youth? Lack of job, lack of this, lack of that. Empowerment, creativity, and character strengthening. If we can have all this, we will be synergizing ourselves with the youth, and the country will be better for it. Next, please. Preparing leaders for the future economy. We have said it. He said it. Technology, globalization, and competitiveness. Next slide, please. Building an adaptive Nigeria. We are all Nigeria, whether we like it or not, as of today. As of today, we are all. And the Bible teaches us pray for Jerusalem. So that what? You know it. So the policy must be people-centered. Innovation hubs must be a core thing that every government at every stages, whether federal, local, or state, should be looking at. Encouraging reforms, as said by our barrister at law. Supporting youth enterprise is the way to go. Guiding innovation, encouraging reforms, supporting youth enterprise, these are the role of elder statesmen that we are talking about. Next, please. It's a lifetime assignment, as said. It is an influence beyond the age. It is a purpose beyond titles. All of us like titles. We like titles too much in Nigeria. But when it comes to the delivery of what the title requires, it becomes a problem. Purpose beyond title, service beyond seasons. These are the hallmark of leadership we are talking about. Can we? So, my dear graduates and colleagues, the vision here, all of us have heard it. Please go on with it. Let us gear up our responsibility to ourselves, to our community, to our place of work, and to the nation at large. Let us have feasible contributions wherever we find ourselves. You cannot start bearing doctor now without having anything to show for it, that people will know truly you have stepped up in knowledge, you have stepped up in reasoning, you have stepped up in the way you do things. We are now stepping into leadership as you are living here today. Believe it, as I've said, from a learner. You are no longer a learner. You are no longer a performer. You are a leader already, but you are transforming into a higher leader as you are living here today. I want you to carry all this burden and all this paraphernalia that we can say of a leader that is ready to transform our situation for better. Carry yourself with integrity. Shape the future. Yes, my brother. Lead with courage. Serve with humility, not with arrogance. Waiting you be. Waiting you be. Somebody, several, don't be better. And many will be better. So, we should lead with courage, serve with humility, build with purpose. And with all this, we can say that, yes, our place is a better place to be. Please, your choices matter. Your voice is very relevant. Your legacy starts and now. Thank you and God bless.